Today we delve into the history of Sandy Cheeks and explore the reasons behind her choice to live underwater. Hailing from Texas, Sandy is one smart squirrel, even though SpongeBob and Patrick like to tease her. Now check out this goofy goobers.
I'm Texas. Howdy, y'all.
I'm Texas too.
Howdy, y'all.
Get a dog, little Longy. Get a dog.
Howdy, y'all.
Dog, little Longy. Get a...
Some folks think Sandy's full name might be Sandra because she's got a twin bro named Randy. Looks like her parents were into rhyming names. And guess what? In the SpongeBob bonus stuff, they spill the beans that her middle name is Olivia. But hold on, if you've caught the Broadway show, they're calling her Jennifer. Even the most hardcore SpongeBob fans might not know these juicy details. But here's where things get wild. Sandy's name gets a makeover in other countries. In Croatia, she's Luna. The Korean dub calls her Dorami, a playful twist on the word for squirrel. And get this, in Latin America, she goes by Aranita. And in Finland, it's Santa Sana. At first, we're introduced to Sandy Cheeks in Season 1. Tea at the Tree Dome. I mean, who could forget?
Hey! Sandy, something's gone terribly wrong. There's no water in... Here.
Sandy, of course, wanted some friends, but intentionally she was sent to learn all about sea creatures and how they live. But guess what? After 11 seasons of karate, jellyfishing, and a decade of making super cool gadgets, she's pretty much become an expert on SpongeBob and his underwater buddies. So here's the big question. Why did this acorn-loving friend decide to hang around in Bikini Bottom? Well, in Season 4, Chimps Ahoy, we finally get our answer to her arrival. Sandy is a part of a company called Tree Dome Enterprises, a housing co-op that's as unique as it gets. It's run by 3 clever chimpanzees named Professor Percy, Dr. Marmalade, and Lord Reginald. In this episode, we learn that Sandy is on a 20-year contract with the Tree Dome Enterprises. Her role is not only to study the creatures under the sea, but also to create inventions. However, she is met with sadness and feels like she hasn't accomplished much since her gadgets haven't benefited the company in any way, fearing that she may be on her way back to good old Texas. Before you wonder why she doesn't want to leave Bikini Bottom, she has developed several relationships under this great blue sea, making it a second home for her. But luckily, her machine detects a banana nearby, which it grabs and starts peeling. Turns out, the CEOs have been looking for the machine for 117 years. This raises the question, how are these chimps able to live so long? But anyways, Sandy's family tree must have some connection to the Tree Dome Company. I'm only assuming this based on what we know about her family tree. Introducing Dark Knight, Sandy's earliest known ancestor. Dark Knight, a formidable figure, resided in medieval Bikini Bottom. This wasn't your typical squirrel. She was robust, towering over even Sandy in size. Yet, here's the shocker. She didn't sport Sandy's sleek underwater breathing gear. Back in those medieval days, our furry pals were without the snazzy gadgets we take for granted today. Now here's the fun part. Dark Knight was a pioneer in the Cheeks family, practicing the awesome art of karate. Yep, karate. We think she passed down these super cool moves to Sandy. Imagine learning karate from your great-great-great... Well, you get the idea, Grandma Squirrel. Several generations and squirrels later, we get a quick glimpse of Sandy Cheeks' next known ancestor in the year 1883, right in the heart of Deadeye Gulch, also known as Bikini Gulch. This small city had a fascinating past. It used to be ruled and owned by none other than Deadeye Plankton. Now check this out. This ancestor is rocking a helmet, and that's a big deal. It turns out she's the first in the family to sign a 20-year contract with Tree Dome Enterprises. Safety first, right? And let's not forget that stylish cowboy hat she's sporting on top. Could it be that this awesome hat has a family history? Is it possible it got passed down through the generations, all the way to Sandy? Now, let's talk about the next Cheeks family member in line, Grandpa Cheeks. He's a bit of a mystery since he's never seen around, living what seems to be a quiet life down in Texas. Despite his elusive nature, Sandy holds on to fond memories of him. And oh, don't let me forget to mention Grandpappy's favorite thing, the tour to Saturn. What a stargazer he was. Grandpa crossed paths with an unknown grandma, and guess what? She's just as reclusive as he is, keeping the Cheeks family enigma alive and well. Meet the dynamic duo, Pa Cheeks and Ma Cheeks. This adorable pair is the proud parent of 3 chipper kiddos. First up, there's Randy, Sandy's energetic twin brother. Then we have Rosie, who's got a striking resemblance to Sandy. But if Sandy never took a break from her cozy hibernation spot, here's the fun twist. Rosie lives in a cool trailer down in Texas with her 3 spunky daughters, Macadamia, Hazelnut, and Pistachio. These 3 little dynamos are all about flexing their muscles, especially when it comes to arm wrestling. Who knew arm wrestling could be such a family sport? Alright, buckle up for a wild ride into the Cheeks family history. Picture this: the spotlight's on Great Aunt Rosie Cheeks, the absolute legend who hit the jackpot and struck oil gold at Spindletop, Texas. Spindletop, nestled in the southern part of Beaumont, Texas, is not just any oil field. It's got the Spindletop Dome, a real Jurassic gem born from the Luan salt evaporate layer. And get this, the historic discovery went down on January 10, 1901. Talk about making history. Drumroll, please. The Cheeks family tree has firmly planted its roots in the vibrant town of Beaumont, Texas. It's where the Cheeks legacy began, and it's as fascinating as a roller coaster ride. But hold on to your acorns. Here's the juicy scoop. We're pretty sure Rosie Cheeks, the legend herself, is also the mystery sibling with a whopping 100 woodchuck babies. That's right, Sandy's got a whole bunch of cheeky cousins, and one of them goes by the name Earl. The Cheeks family sure knows how to keep the family tree shaking and rolling. We also uncovered a hidden treasure. Turns out, they've got some serious Scottish flair, all thanks to her cousin. Bagpipes and Bikini Bottom? Who knew? Now, every time Sandy's underwater, it's like a Highland fling with a Texan tang, a squirrely cultural mashup that's pretty nutty. To close the mystery, let's figure out what kind of squirrels Sandy and the Cheeks family are. Are they the land or tree type? Apart from their cool Scottish, cowboy, Texan, and smart traits, a question on Reddit got us thinking about this. So, are they the dig in the ground or climb the tree kind of squirrels? Let's find out together. Without a doubt, the most memorable episode has to be episode 27A of Season 2. In this particular episode, titled Pre-Hibernation Week, we get a peek at Sandy's hibernating antics. Is she really catching those Z's? Or is she spinning us a Texas-sized tale? Now get this, there are 2 legit episodes, Pre-Hibernation Week and Survival of the Idiots, that supposedly spill the beans on Sandy's hibernation habit. But hold on, science nerds, we're about to drop some critter knowledge. Scientifically speaking, some squirrels do hibernate, but not all of them. So, what's the scoop on Sandy? If we peek at her tree dome, it screams tree squirrel, right? Tree squirrels typically don't do the hibernation hustle. It's the land squirrels that pull that winter nap gig in cozy underground burrows. So, is Sandy fibbing about her winter nap game, or is she just messing with our sea legs? Either way, I think it's safe to assume that Sandy is a land squirrel. But then, here's the twist. If Sandy is supposed to be hibernating in winter, how come she's part of the Christmas festivities in Christmas Who? In this episode, SpongeBob plans a surprise for Sandy, wanting to impress her with his karate moves. However, he thinks he sees Sandy and her tree dome being attacked by a monster. To his surprise, he discovers she's just decorating her tree with Christmas lights and happily shares Christmas traditions with SpongeBob. Christmas happens in winter. So, how is Sandy joining the Christmas celebration if she's supposed to be hibernating during this season? I don't know. What I do know is that if you want to watch the origins of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, then click on the next video. I hope you all are enjoying our videos. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to share them with me.